is story time. People have asked me, Chris, when did you decide to become an entrepreneur? Well, I want to tell you a little story because I don't think there was ever a time where I decided. There wasn't a defining moment that was like, all right, I'm leaving the regular world and I'm entering entrepreneur world. Like, I was just so fascinated with the whole idea of business. I don't necessarily know why. It wasn't about the money. It was almost about like just the execution of it all, just the chaos of it all. It's like beautiful and chaotic all at the same time. What? Going back to where it all began, I was 10 years old. I remember going to a car show. I was with my dad. And for some reason at that time, I don't know, I was stuck on a Firebird. I really wanted a Firebird. I quickly got out of that phase. I don't know what that was all about. But I had an eye for vehicles. I had an eye for automobiles, and I knew I wanted one someday. And my dad made it very clear to me that day. He said, son, if you want to have your own vehicle someday, you're going to have to work for it. I'm not buying a car for you. A lot of my friends that are growing up, their gift that they get on their 16th birthday is a vehicle. It's like, here you go, here's a new car, right? Somehow, some way, I'm going to have to buy my own vehicle. My dad was like, look, when I was a kid your age, I used to mow lawns for a living, and that's how I earned all my money. And I'm thinking, well, cool. All right, Dad, so can you buy me this mower so I can go mow some lawns so I can start saving up for my new car? And he's like, no, I'm not gonna buy the lawnmower for you, but I will finance it. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I get home, I'm all excited, I got my new mower. My dad hands me what is known as an amortization schedule. The amount financed, the interest rate, I think it was like 7%, 8% back then. I mean, dude, he was like, whether he's my son or not, I'm still getting my 8%. We financed this thing for like 3 or 4 years. I remember my monthly payments being like $28 a month. So I ended up going to my neighbor Lee, and Lee's like, look, you could have my mower, my blower, my weed whacker, and my edger, but here's the deal. You have to mow my yard for free for the next 2 years.
Oh, hell no!
At the time, I'm 10, all right? I can barely do math. So I was just like, okay. And so I ended up going around and I, start knocking on doors, I print off flyers, I got my little price sheet, I got all the entrepreneurial spirit that you could possibly imagine, and I'm just 10 years old, and I go around the neighborhood, and I end up picking up around 15, 20 neighbors that I'm doing the lawns for on a regular basis. And I do this for 6 years. Some are 25 bucks a cut, some are 20, some are 15. Every single Saturday morning, I get on my tractor, and I hit up the neighborhood, and I start mowing lawns. And I mow from basically about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I paid the tractor off in, I think, about 2.5 years.
Nice.
When I turned 16 years old, I had enough cash that I had saved up that at the time I was able to buy my dream vehicle. I literally go below 6 to 7 years with hard work on an Infiniti QX4. And of course, I don't know why, I had to get 22-inch rims, low profile tires, had to put the big old system in the back, gotta get neon lights, this thing's got limo tint on it, I went all out. Blacked out, chrome rims. Yeah, I was going through my my hip hop days,
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Looking back, I thought my dad was a little bit of an because all the other 16-year-olds got a car purchased for them, and I had to buy my own. But the reality of it is, the lessons that I learned, the value and the understanding of hard work, and all of the aspects of being in business for yourself, these are things that I learned at the age of 10, 11, 12, 13. Doing it myself, these are the lessons that made me who I am today. Business is just providing the customer with something of value that they're willing to exchange money to you in exchange for whatever that thing is that you're giving them. I know that I can be of value to other people. And there's just something that is so incredibly valuable about that lesson. And just something that many of our kids today just don't get the opportunity to learn. My dad gave me a business mind, and my mom gave me a caring heart. And together, both of these things are going to allow us to be successful and to continue to grow and scale and to share the message, the good news of Adult Day.